That would be the worst.
What sweet hell would that be?
That would be the worst thing ever. Hi, everybody. Nobody that watches this on YouTube and nobody that's watching this live on Google Plus right now. Hello, friends. Hello.
Hi, people. I'm playing Scrabble right now and trying to figure out what the hell to play.
It is Andy. We talked about this on the show a couple of weeks ago. Andy is finally playing Scrabble, and I am still
losing horribly, Dick.
I'm still kicking his ass. So that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, that is definitely happening.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. That's all I remember from that song, from Animaniacs.
I could do that word, but where the hell would I put it?
Wait.
Is ag a word? Like agriculture? It is. Is moo, M-U, a word? Like
I think so.
cow goes moo?
That's no. It's a Latin letter, I believe.
I know. I'm gonna do it just to fuck up the you using the V.
Right.
Because fuck that. I scored 3 more points than you did last turn. Yeah.
Do whatever you want, son. Whatever.
I'm so losing. I'm getting my ass beat.
Whatever. Yoink. Doink.
I'm not bad at this.
Ba-dink.
I'm actually fairly good.
No, you're not. The thing about Scrabble that everyone forgets is that it's not really an English game. It's a game of math and luck.
It is. There's quite a bit of luck involved.
So, God damn it, stop doing that. Okay, thank you. Proper font size so I can read it from far away. So what have you watched this week?
I watched a Hulu-fied version of Raw that I fell asleep when The Rock came out.
Nice.
Because I was really tired and The Rock is boring.
And that's it?
And that's all I saw this week.
Right, fantastic.
Because I've been ridiculously busy. I'm sorry.
This will be another 34-minute episode.
That's okay.
But that's
it makes up for
fine.
Last week when Raccoon Reigns and I went for like an hour 40.
Yeah. We'll talk about that on the show. Because I want to mention a couple of things that you talked about.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Like bad things, like we screwed up.
No, just you'll see. Are you ready to begin? You don't have your name badge.
Probably. Hang on, let me test my. I'm testing.
I had my name badge there. Now my name badge is gone. Where did
Good
my
thing
name
I
badge
tested
go?
because my speaker is not sounding the right thing, like last week.
Where is my lower third? Why did my lower third disappear? There it is.
Good question. Undo record. Okay, I am ready when you are, and I have all the volume levels, and I actually have it right, so I don't have to try to. That was a pain in the ass last week, by the way.
Yeah.
Trying to rip that audio and then if it had just been R2 audio files, I would have had that done in no time. So I apologize.
And it took forever to send to me too.
I know, because the file size got really big because of the fact that the first half of that was a really big file. So I apologize.
Yeah, I didn't get it until after midnight. Anyway, put on your lower third. Lower third. Hang on. Lower third.
It's opening the Hangout toolbox.
And I disabled the Showcase app because we weren't fucking using it. So now it's just the Q&A, so nobody will be confused and not send questions. Right? 0 viewers?
Yes.
All right. What's it say?
Showcase throwdown. We just threw it down. Fuck that.
We're going to the Showcase throwdown? Okay, sure. Whatever.
Hang on, no, I got a better one.
There we
go. Did you like my promo at the beginning of last episode?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
Then we shall begin episode 172.
Wine.
In 3, 2, 1, record. This week's episode of The Rundown is brought to you by Dean Ambrose's Hot Dog Carts. The only hot dog cart you can sneak on the subway. Dean Ambrose's Hot Dog Carts. Naomi had her Twitter account hacked this week. I didn't hear what you said, so that's okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Naomi had her Twitter account hacked this week. The WWE Divas account posted a link to an adult webcam site and a tweet that read, quote, "I never feel more racist than when trying to find my waiter at a Mexican restaurant." Unquote.
What?
What is she trying to hide?
I don't know, but I feel that that's really uncomfortable.
I do want to give props to the spam bot though, because that's a pretty funny fucking joke. Let's get the rundown.
Yeah. What I said was, I don't remember the part with the hot dog cart, so I must have fallen asleep.
Yeah, that happened at the very end.
Yeah, I was asleep by the rock, so.
That's cute.
We were cuddled up together.
Aw. You and the rock?
Me and the rock.
Yeah.
Me and the rock just cuddled up, hanging out, just all like, yeah, you smell what I'm cooking? And I'm like, yeah. You're all like,
Smells
I'm just
like
naked
cheese.
and stuff. You smell like musk.
More pointless than the figure 8 leg lock.
Oh, what?
It's episode 172 of the Rundown. My name is Adam. I'm your host, and it is Wednesday, October the 8th, 2014. Joining me this week, thank God he's here, because you people don't want to listen to a half an hour of me by myself. Andrew is here.
Hey, are you sure about that? Are you sure? I have had some wine tonight.
Yes, so this should be entertaining at the very least.
I'm not quite there yet. I'm not really to that level, so.
But are you asking if I'm sure that nobody wants to listen to half an hour of me by myself?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll throw that out to the fans. We'll throw it out to the fans.
I'm pretty sure of that.
Okay.
No changes to the official listener. Glenn Morton is still our official listener with $35 donated in the purchase of a book. If you want to be the official listener, go to rundown.podomatic.com and donate at least $36 via PayPal. Then go to tinyurl.com/Distant Horizons. Purchase a copy of the chat book, which is hiding here somewhere. There it is.
I'm holding mine.
You doink.
I read mine every night, and I wrote it.
You read it every night. This book, this chat book here of maybe not Doctor Who poetry.
Maybe. You have to buy it and find out.
And you can be our official listener, and achieve all the trappings that come with that.
Did you see the blood moon this morning, Adam?
I did not.
I was up really early because I had to drive to work early to get to an in-service like a long way away, and I saw the blood moon, and it made me think of like my chat book and just how beautiful it is, because the blood moon was also beautiful.
Gotcha.
It kind of looks like the color of my wine right here.
Yes.
It's very red.
So yes, just a couple of notes from last week's episode.
Yes.
First,
Oh yes, you mean last week, as in the show that Raccoon Reigns and I totally carried, and it was amazing, and we probably had the most downloads ever.
First,
not so much.
I don't know why when you're talking I can't see you, but either way.
That's weird. I'm here. I promise.
I can hear you. There it comes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
First note: if we had been playing each other in the trivia game, I would have beaten you.
What?
I got 10 correct to your 6.
You're a douchebag, but guess what? You weren't here, so it doesn't count.
And second, because of you bastards, I had to loop that closing theme 7 times.
I haven't listened back yet. I'm gonna totally put that on my iPod tonight.
It was 6 or 7 anyway. It was 6 or 7 loops total anyway.
Yeah, I think we hit a point where there was like no turning back, so we just kept going to see how many times you'd have to put that at the end. Thanks to such and such. Let's read these comments on the side. Let's read all 6 of these comments on the side. Okay. Well, let's get back to the close. You, who said yourself that you were not going to make the plug section last half an hour. Yeah. Well, I blame you the week before when you went on your like rickets thing for like 7 hours. You rickety. Ignore my dog in the background. Just keep going.
Let's rewind, shall we?
Let's please rewind. We go back to the point where I had a full bottle of wine.
Last Thursday on NXT, it was apparently
that show.
Championship evening, whatever the fuck they called it.
Really?
Because almost all of the titles were on the line. Almost all three of the titles were on the line.
Almost all 3. Wow, that's so many.
In your opening contest, Charlotte retains her women's title once again against Bayley. After the match, they hug and shake hands.
Aww.
Hideo Itami and Victor then don't actually have a match. Itami instead gets the shit kicked out of him by the Ascension.
As you do.
Then a terrible Instagram video with Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy and what's her tits.
I'm sick of those two.
Seriously.
Just get rid of him.
Baron Corbin then squashes Troy McClure. I'm sorry, McClain.
Was he on a motorcycle in the rain again? Because that was fantastic.
I don't get that reference.
You didn't watch NXT last week then?
Not last week. I didn't get around to last week's. No.
Go just skip ahead until you see Baron Corbin for like
on the motorcycle in the rain. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I talked about it last week on the podcast. It's a promo, him sitting on a motorcycle with like a really bad CGI background, and it's raining, and you could just tell it's like horrible CGI.
I will be on the lookout for that. That's somebody's project at Full Sail in Intro to Videography is probably what that was.
I think it probably is.
Elsewhere, the ridiculous French stereotypes challenged the ridiculous New York stereotypes to another tag team match. Hooray!
Great.
The Vaudevillains and their new theme music available on iTunes, except not defeat Ty Dillinger and Jason Jordan.
Did they say it was available and you went to go buy it immediately?
Well, I didn't go to buy it. I went to put it on my wish
list. I must buy stuff!
I went to put it on my wish list, and it's not on iTunes, no matter what they tell you.
Yeah, that's right. You got to do like 5 or 6 more surveys before you can get that.
Exactly. Backstage, Bayley refuses to give up and then gets attacked by Sasha Banks. And in your main event, Adrian Neville successfully defends his NXT championship against Tyson Kidd, meaning Tyson gets no further NXT title shots for as long as Adrian Neville is the champion.
Hey, you know that Kofi Kingston apparently just said that like he was on a record and saying that Adrian Neville will probably has potential to be the greatest superstar in all of wrestling history.
Oh.
That was interesting. I saw that this morning. It was very bizarre.
Once he learns to cut a promo, maybe.
Mayhaps.
Per B. I don't know. On to SmackDown.
NXT sounded interesting.
Not bad. There's, all that bullshit with what's-her-tits that the Italian stereotypes are bringing in, because
I don't understand that.
To be a thing,
I don't understand like what her point is. Like, aside from the fact that like she's good looking or whatever.
Because they poured balding cream on her dog and she got fired, and now she needs a job as a wrestler. Sorry, a fighter.
A fighter. Teach me how to fight.
Fighter.
Teach me to fight. That's how she sounds after she smokes a pack of cigarettes.
You sound like the guy from Rocky.
She sounds like that guy from Rocky.
Not
mixed with a little bit of British accent.
That was bizarre. Now I'm afraid I'll call some bad news.
You're gonna crap dynamite or something.
Crap thunder.
Crap thunder.
Come back soon.
Crap dynamite.
Eat lightning and crap thunder. I think.
There we go.
Anyway.
I have all those movies on DVD, with the exception of Rocky 5, because that doesn't exist.
Depressing.
Why? What the fuck do you have against Rocky?
I don't know. I've never seen them. Anyway.
Oliver Lane. What? I don't think I can be friends with you right now. Maybe later, but not right now. I don't think I can. You've never seen Rocky 4?
It's on my Netflix list.
What the fuck? Come down here this weekend. We got a 3-day weekend coming up. Come down. Come hang out.
I don't have a 3-day weekend actually.
Oh, well, call in. Come hang out. We'll watch all 5 of the Rocky movies that exist. Rocky 5 does not exist. We'll watch the 5 that actually do, and it'll be a good time.
So what you're saying is that on Friday after work, I should drive the 16 hours to your apartment.
Yep, I drove to see you just not that long ago, didn't I?
A slightly different circumstance.
Well, true, but still, it still counts.
And technically, you didn't drive to me. We still had to drive down to you.
But it was a much shorter distance than 16 hours.
Yeah, exactly. We open SmackDown with John Cena and a pointless promo. Cena calls out Rollins. Dean Ambrose appears. Cena tells Ambrose the same thing he told us to start the show. John then asks for a truce. The Authority appear on the screen so Orton can hint that they're gay. Kane makes a tag team match between Cena, Ambrose, Orton, and himself for later, and suddenly I got deja vu.
That does sound familiar.
In our first match of the night, Sheamus beat the Miz's by pinfall. Then Paige defeats Naomi, and AJ beats up Alicia Fox. Big Show is then forced to apologize for something the Ring Crew does at least twice a week. Rusev appears, they argue, etc. Usos then defeat Slater Gator after some Bunny Gator horse shit. Up next, Cesaro pins R-Truth. Finally, in your main event, Dean Ambrose and John Cena defeat Kane and Randy Orton by disqualification after Cena abandons Dean to chase after Seth Rollins, and Kane enters the match without being tagged in, getting the Authority disqualified immediately. Because that makes sense.
Right.
Once the damage is done, Cena reappears because he's an asshole. Typical SmackDown.
Yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, last week's SmackDown
happened.
was really good. This one doesn't sound like it was as good. But
last week's was pretty good. I kind of slept through a little bit of it because I wasn't feeling well the day that I watched it, but it wasn't bad.
We'll just talk more about that when I slept through Raw.
Yeah. Speaking of Raw, we open Raw with a very angry Seth Rollins. He gets chased off by John Cena, then meets Ambrose in the crowd. The Nooges, I forgot that I wrote that. New Stooges, the Nooges, allow Rollins to escape, and the Authority appear. Hunter makes a handicap match for your main event. Usos and Dolph then defeat the Dustbusters and Cesaro when Jimmy pins Stardust. Hell of a match. If you didn't see it, find it.
That was on Hulu. That was a good match.
We follow that strong match that huge. We have all this momentum leading us into Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda fucking Kotb.
Yep, that was on Hulu, by the way.
Oh, fucking really?
Yes, because of course, because they're promoting something. They want to put the things that they're promoting.
With Adam Rose.
Was odd with the wine bottles. That was very bizarre.
Yeah. The less we talk about that, the better.
They have some really firm asses, apparently.
The less we talk about that, the better.
They came out with Adam Rose and the Bunny.
Yep. And the less we talk about it, the better. Lowest Raw rating in 7 months, I believe I read.
Wait, what? That's just that segment?
No, the whole show. Lowest rated Raw since March, I believe is what I read.
And yet they wonder what they're doing wrong.
Bo Dallas then defeats Mark Henry by countout. Referee has odd timing on the count there, as the count from 1 to 2, etc., up to 8 to 9 took a lot longer than the count from 9 to 10, but that's just me. Ambrose then calls out Cena because they're not friends. Ambrose threatens to get on the subway, hit up Coney Island, and have a hot dog, and when we come back from break, we get footage of Dean getting on the subway because they just happened to have a cameraman in the subway.
Yeah, there was a guy on the, I remember watching, I was still awake at that point, there was a guy on the train, he turned around, he's just like staring at the camera like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, pretty much. Infomaniac says, hello, Hammerheads! I don't know what that means, but hello! Welcome back.
Infomaniac? That's our friend from last week.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm glad you made it.
Sadly, there is no raccoon in a trash can this week. You just have.
I see. You remember? Did you catch what we were talking about at the end of the show about like he brought all of his friends?
I had to listen to it. I had to loop the goddamn theme song 6 times.
Infomaniac, I apologize if you brought all your friends to see the raccoon. I hope they don't think you're crazy.
Hunter then taunts John Cena for being in a 3-on-1 handicap match now, since Ambrose decided to go get a hot dog. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then some Divas garbage. Brie pins Summer with one arm tied behind her back.
Yes.
Yeah. Backstage, Miz has gotten Kane a fruit basket, so Kane puts him in another match against Sheamus.
That's very odd.
Jack Swagger makes Tyson Kidd tap out, then Edge and Christian promote a special on the network. Roman Reigns then has a pointlessly short interview via satellite. Was that on the Hulu?
No, that wasn't. They skipped that. Well, they might have. I fell asleep though, so I don't know. It might have. It might have been. I'm not sure.
They've been promoting this interview with Roman Reigns on Raw for about a week now. And Michael Cole goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns," and Roman Reigns shows up via satellite on the screen. And Michael Cole basically goes, "How are you?" And he's like, "I'm doing great. I'm gonna come back strong. I don't know when I'm coming back, but I can't wait to come back." Okay, thanks, Roman. And that was the entire fucking interview.
That was it?
That was it.
Wow.
That was pretty much it.
That's great that we wasted all that time with that.
Then, instead of having a more interview, we get a match between El Torito and the Minigator. But let's not talk about that because fucking goddamn it pisses me off. Then some Rusev crap. This is interrupted by, of all people, The Rock. I was excited.
This is where I fell asleep. I literally was trying. Sorry, go ahead.
I was excited.
Really?
Because it was a surprise. And
it was a surprise.
And I really wanted to see The Rock get put in the Accolade.
And I don't know if that happened because I fell asleep. So you'll have to fill me in on what happened.
Nothing happened. Nothing
That's
at all
it?
happened.
Like nothing at all?
The Rock came out, made fun of him, did his shtick and his spiel, and...
So here's a question.
They left because So
I'd like to pose a question.
Yeah.
So the bringing The Rock out.
Yeah.
Unannounced, yes. While interesting and shocking, because it was something they kept under wraps, which is something that wrestling seems to not be able to do. You know, like these days at all. The fact that you said that it really served no purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Why waste our time with something that does not build anything, that does not further anything, that has no purpose, when they could try to build an actual segment with people that matter, bring out someone that actually is going to maybe face Rusev at some point? Why do that? And I know what the actual answer is, but why, as a smart person, why would we bother with spending our time on this?
Because The Rock?
No, and I know that's not a good enough answer.
No, I understand what you're saying, and for some, supposedly the reason was Big Show had been not suspended, but he'd been taken out of action by the authority for the evening, and was sent to sensitivity training.
Gotcha.
They sent the big. I was hoping maybe we instead of maybe the fucking mini gator bullshit, maybe we would get I don't know, Big Show insensitivity training, because personally, I would like to see Dr. Shelby again. But
oh my God, they could totally bring him back.
But that did not happen, and instead we got The Rock coming out to make jokes at Lana and Rusev's expense, including something about Rusev's breath smelling worse than Chewbacca's ball sack.
See, like, that's just not. I don't find that funny. I think he's absolutely worthless.
Sticking a Smirnoff up your Putin was another one, I think.
I think it's the last thing I heard before I fell asleep was that line.
And yeah,
it's pointless. It's basically saying, hey, look, I'm going to put all of we as a company are going to put all of our effort and our time and our money into someone who isn't going to be around next week. Let's just waste this whole segment. I don't know. It pissed me off.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have anything else to really say about that except it's just really annoying. It pisses me off.
The Bruins just scored their first goal of the season. And so, which is why what I kind of threw an offhanded comment as a joke earlier, but I think the best thing that could have happened was for The Rock to be put in the accolade.
Because what does he have to gain by?
What I read was,
what is he?
Yeah, what I read was that they had they avoided physical contact between the two because The Rock is not supposed to fight because of his injury that he had the last time they fought, and they wanted to keep Rusev strong so that he didn't get rock bottomed or people's elbowed or anything like that.
Right.
Which again takes all the air out of the segment, because now you've got big evil villain Rusev, and The Rock comes out to save the day after they just had 3 minutes to talk whatever shit they wanted, and you've got this big surprise thing, and it was a fun moment because The Rock came back and everybody lost their shit because, oh my God, The Rock's back, and somehow nobody knew about it until it happened. And then it's, like you said, typical Rock shit. And then what the best thing that could have happened would have been for Rusev to get one over on The Rock, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't
Do you know how much that would push him? That would push
exactly.
him so amazingly, and The Rock has nothing to lose by getting put in the accolade.
Exactly. So
it just makes me mad.
Yeah. Lost where I was. There we are. So yeah, back to Raw. Paige and Alicia then defeat AJ and Emma when Paige pins Emma after AJ walks off. Miz then pins Sheamus with a surprise roll-up. And in your main event, Cena wins the handicap match by disqualification when Kane kicks him in the face. You remember Kane?
What?
You remember Kane, a participant in the match?
So he fought in the match.
Yep.
But kicked him in the face.
Yep.
And he got disqualified.
Yep. And that's the second time.
WWE.
It's the second time in 3 days that they've done that spot.
That's
exactly what happened on SmackDown. The Authority got disqualified because Kane interfered in a match that he was a part of.
Well, that's just stupid. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I agree with JR when he talks about, like, he mentions on his podcast from time to time the overburdening the way too many disqualification endings you get, like especially at main events.
On paper,
like on Raw and stuff. Like it's pointless.
Yeah. Ambrose then reappears and beats people up with a hot dog cart.
Wait, what?
That he apparently brought back from Coney Island on the subway.
Wait, what?
Including go and watch it back. Including a holster belt that had ketchup and mustard in it.
Oh my goodness!
Like he rolled the hot dog cart down the ramp and faced off with Kane and Orton. And he kind of flapped.
So why did he bother to leave if he was going to come back and
holsters? And in the holsters was a ketchup and a mustard. And then he took the ketchup and the mustard and he squirted Kane and Randy Orton with the ketchup and the mustard, and then threw the hot dog cart into him. And doused everyone with sauerkraut and pickle relish.
Right. It's
yeah.
I don't understand why he left and then came back if he wasn't going to get involved in the match.
Because he had to get a hot dog cart.
I guess that
he had to get a hot dog cart.
Buffalo Wild Wings. All right. Anyway.
He had to get a hot dog cart. Yeah. Then Hunter appears to announce the first two matches for Hell in a Cell, which is in 2 weeks, I think.
Holy shit! He's finally just now announcing these things.
First, John Cena and Dean Ambrose will face each other at Hell in a Cell.
Nice. I like that. That's a good idea. They need to do that.
To determine who will face Seth Rollins later on in the evening at Hell in a Cell inside the Hell in a Cell.
Well, that's interesting. I could go for that.
I
hope that Ambrose wins.
I said the same thing on Twitter because it's the only thing that makes sense, especially when you hear the other rumored match at Hell in a Cell is that the loser of that match takes on Randy Orton inside Hell in a Cell. And why the fuck would you go Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton? Anyway.
Right.
But then again, you know how much logic works these days.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah. God damn it. Okay. On the side, Troy says, the rundown is so good, our biggest contributor in Google Hangouts doesn't watch wrestling. Shut up, Troy.
Hey, he follows it up by saying everyone is welcome here, and that's true. I like Infomaniac. I do not like Petro Vladik, which we're not going to respond to. I'm going to run through Infomaniac stuff really quick. He says, go from the bottom up.
There's so much.
He says, I may not be a wrestling fan, but I love talking until the cows come home. He also says, not much longer until I meet Dave Prowse, a.k.a. Darth Vader, at the Living Dead Con. He says, I'm glad to be back here again. I'm a massive fan of Doctor Who, by the way, which I told him
we talked about last week.
You are also a massive fan of Doctor Who. So this is the famous Adam. It's nearly 1 a.m. here in the UK, and I'm living like a night owl. And he also says, so who's smoking the pot tonight? No, I don't do that, but I do partake in some wine from time to time.
I'm wondering if it's him. I'm wondering if he's the one.
I wonder if he's the one who's smoking the pot tonight. And Sean says, finally, the Sean has come back to the rundown.
I know, it's been so long.
Yeah, like 2 weeks technically. I guess we count Raccoon Reigns as a separate entity who lives in your backyard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know either.
I don't know what you're talking about. Moving on to main event.
Main event.
In your opening contest on main event, Dolph Ziggler retains his Intercontinental Championship in a match against Bo Dallas. Because why wouldn't it end that way?
Right.
Nikki then pins Brie in a 4-on-1 handicap match. Tyson Kidd pins Jack Swagger with some kind of leg roll-up in a short and very pointless match. And then Jey Uso pins Stardust. Ta-da.
A lot of matches snuck in there.
Yeah. Well, I still don't understand why they feel the need to show Raw recaps on main event, but
because some people don't have cable, Adam. Actually, a lot of people don't have cable. We're getting into the whole cutting the cord era these days.
All right.
Those that are smart do. I want to save money.
Which brings us to
Showdown. No. Viewer mail.
Yes.
Listener mail.
Yes.
I guess it's viewer as well. If it's a small child, I quit.
Hey guys, this is Sal. And I wanted to call this week to talk about the current state of the WWE. I had a lot of things I had to get off my chest a couple weeks ago, and this week is a little bit more positive of an outlook. You know, if I'm going to talk about the negative, I want to talk about the positive too. Let's just start off by saying that finally The Rock came back to Monday Night Raw, which I thought was a complete shock. Almost fell out of my chair. Didn't hear anything about The Rock being there and had no idea. If anything, I thought maybe Kurt Angle, maybe. Kind of that was like an off chance. But I really didn't expect The Rock. Thought The Rock had some great lines. Thought it was a really great segment. And even if it's a one-off, I love it. It doesn't hurt Rusev's character because it's The Rock. He's a legend. You know, if they actually have a feud, that would be wicked good too. But I thought it was a great segment. I love the Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family vignettes of him setting Luke Harper and Eric Rowan free. I think we're going to be able to get into the backstory of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan a little bit more, and I find that really intriguing. I'm also really impressed with the work of Dolph Ziggler as the Intercontinental Champion. I kind of think it is funny, the whole Miz and his Damien Mizdow gimmick and the whole copying that he does when he talks and try to copy his motions, and I get a kick out of it. And, you know, for all the bad things I've said about WWE, I'm sure a lot of people are going to criticize this, but I actually smirked a couple times during the whole Hornswoggle dressed like a gator fighting El Torito segment. It was very, very stupid, but if it was written to get a couple laughs, I'm sure it did, because I did smirk a couple times. I did chuckle, and I'm a little bit more open to the comedy than, you know, I don't want to take it over the show, but no, I thought it was good. And I also like where they're going to be going with John Cena and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I love the fact that one of them will fight Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell. I'm hoping it's Dean Ambrose. I'm sure Andy's not going to appreciate the fact that Paul Heyman was not on TV and Brock Lesnar is not on the pay-per-view. But, you know, as he, you know, taking a little bit of his own advice, you got to see where the story plays out. I'm sure they have a plan for Brock. You know, he's Brock Lesnar. They're not going to disappoint. They're going to make him an attraction every time. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for NXT. NXT's still going good. I'm excited to see if the Ascension get called up. And actually positive things this week. So maybe you guys can talk a little bit about that and talk a little bit about Dean Ambrose and how over that guy is now. And the ketchup and mustard fight that they had on Raw. Wait, I said I was going to keep it positive. Sorry. I digress. You guys have a good week.
How did you like the mini-gator but not like the ketchup and mustard fight? What the fuck is wrong with him?
I didn't see the gator thing, which I think if I saw, I probably, like Sal, would have smirked, because I find that still kind of funny. The only thing I disagree with regards to Sal is the Rock part. I think the Rock was pointless, as we already went over. However, other things that he mentioned that I do agree with quite clearly. The Harper and Rowan thing, I think that has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing. And last week we did not get any Rowan videos. It was just the Harper video. We got the Harper video twice. This week we got the Harper video, and we got a Rowan video. And the Rowan video, the last shot in the Rowan video was a pregnant woman's belly with the words "I'm coming" written on it.
Whoa! Oh my!
What the fuck is that about?
I don't know. I didn't see that one, so I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It's a little weird. But yeah, I'm very intrigued to see where this whole I don't want to say breaking up of the Wyatt family, because it still seems like they're going to be
they're still going to be together,
affiliated with each other. But these various singles pushes goes. There's also some rumors about the Wyatt family, which I think we talk about in the news. Yes. Okay. So we'll get to that a little bit later.
As far as other things you talked about, Ziggler's Intercontinental Champion is great. If they continue to push him and they continue to just kind of make him a really good fighting champion and to show off abilities, then go for it. And then Ambrose over is. They don't have a lot of good baby faces right now, so they need people like Ambrose to carry the company with regards to the face side. So I think that they're doing a really good job with that, and they need to continue on with it, catch-up or not. So.
I think you should watch the catch-up fight, though.
I will probably go back. I'll probably go back.
The Infomaniac says, who here has ever watched Dragon Ball Z? To which Sean responds, I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z, but I have been dragging Z-balls over your girlfriend's lips. Count it! Godzilla versus Cthulhu. Now that's a fight I would watch. My bets is on Cthulhu.
Well,
Troy says, I can't wait until Raw when we get a recap of the Raw recap that was shown on Main Event.
Nice.
And more Dragon Ball Z stuff. All right. Send your listener mail to rundownwrestling@gmail.com or give us a call at 206-202-6478, 206-202-6478, 206-20.
Angst!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, last night on the network, in celebration of the 15 years of SmackDown, they played. Oh, I didn't have that at full volume. Either way, they played the very first episode of SmackDown.
That's cool.
That you didn't watch it.
I did not.
That's good because I have a 10-question trivia quiz for you about the first episode.
Oh, son of a bitch! God damn it!
From 1999.
That was so long ago.
I know.
I was in high school.
I was in high school too.
Well, yeah, but still. And I've been drinking wine. Bring it.
During the opening segment, the WWF Commissioner came out to make the main event a title match. Who was the WWF Commissioner?
99?
Yes.
Well, fuck.
End of 99.
Mick Foley.
Shawn Michaels.
That was my first guess, but I went with Mick. All right.
Who then appeared to try and make himself a guest referee in the main event?
So Shawn Michaels made a match for the title.
Yep.
And so-and-so came out to make themselves, and someone came out to make themselves the special guest referee.
Who then appeared to try and make himself the guest referee?
I'm going to say Triple H.
Shane McMahon.
Oh.
Who was polishing Jericho's boots for his WWF debut in a pre-commercial bumper?
In a debut for him in general?
Jericho's debut was on this in-ring debut was on this episode of SmackDown, the first ever episode of SmackDown. Who was polishing Jericho's boots in a pre-commercial bumper?
How about I don't even know. Let's go with what's her face?
That's correct.
Tori Wilson. Why not?
It was what's her face? Howard Finkel.
Ah, yes. Oh, Howard Finkel.
They were trying to do a Ralphus thing. Which team? There was during the show there was a triple threat tag team match for the WWF Tag Team Championship rather. The three teams in the match were the Acolytes, Undertaker and the Big Show, and Kane and X-Pac. Those were the three teams. Okay. Which team entered the match as champion?
The last one.
Kane and X-Pac?
Yes.
Which team exited the match as champion?
Oh, god damn it. Well, it was the first episode of SmackDown, so they probably had to change the titles for a big shocker. I'm going to go with The Undertaker.
Well, you got the second one right, but they also entered the match as champion, The Undertaker and the Big Show.
Ah, damn it.
What was Big Boss Man's bargaining chip in getting a hardcore title match against Al Snow?
Pepper?
Pepper! You got one!
I got one.
We got two. Who did Jericho face in his debut?
Hardcore Holly.
The Road Dogg.
Oh, okay.
Who did Howard Finkel challenge and get beaten up by in an ill-fated attempt to be the ring announcer for SmackDown?
Who did Howard Finkel get beat up by?
Jericho had this whole thing going where he had Howard Finkel convinced he was a warrior and said, you're going to go out there and you're going to take your job back. And then Howard Finkel came out to the Warriors music, did a warrior-ish entrance, and attempted to beat up this person and then got beaten up by this person. Who's that person?
Was it Lillian Garcia?
Tony Chimmel.
Oh, wrong one.
What was Stephanie McMahon's big announcement on the show?
She's pregnant?
She accepted Test's marriage proposal.
Oh.
And finally, who competed in the main event for the WWF World Championship and how did the match end?
Who competed and how did it end? The Rock versus Triple H and disqualification.
No, remember this was 99. This wasn't today.
Oh, that's right.
You got that part right. It was The Rock versus Triple H for the WWF Championship. The Triple H was the champion going into the match. HBK, if you'll remember, the WWF commissioner made himself the guest referee at the beginning of the show, and at the end of the show,
the one where Shawn Michaels super kicked
The Rock to cost him the championship.
Okay, that's right. I remember that. Wow. I need to go back and watch that episode.
There's your trivia for the week.
My apologies for sucking so much ass.
Troy says, I want to keep the Dragon Ball Z talk up because it seems to make Angry Adam come out. One could say that his anger level is over 9,000!
Go Troy.
It's not that it makes Angry Me come out. It's just that we've had complaints in the past that the comments on the side ruin the flow of the show, and if the comments on the side aren't even about wrestling, it kind of understand. For the record, you are discussing the first episode of SmackDown, but not the pilot episode of SmackDown. They did a one-off episode in April '99, then it debuted as a series in August '99. I am aware of that. I did not say pilot episode of SmackDown.
He Googled that shit because no one knows that.
I did not say pilot episode. I said first episode. Sean says the pilot episode of SmackDown featured the Brood speaking for the first time, and holy shit, it was terrible. At least it ended with Doc Hendricks getting a bloodbath while wearing a ridiculous all-white outfit. Well, that's
Was he wearing a fanny pack at the time too?
Who knows? My team members would be Nosferatu, Zod, Boba Fett, Jonah Hex, and Dr. Nefarious. Sure. I would love to meet Clint Eastwood because he is the man with no name. Right. All right. Showdown.
Let's do the showdown.
Rundown, throwdown, showdown. 2 weeks ago, we had... Was it 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? Whatever the fuck we put this thing up. 2 weeks ago, we had Al Wilson's funeral versus Vince dying in a horrific car fire.
Car fire.
The car fire.
One of them there Carfax.
One of them there car fires. One of them there was little limo blew up. To the comments. The first comment just says wrinkle sack. Then we have one that just says Al. This one says Al. Who is Al? No, I am not signing autographs at this time.
Okay.
Because it wasn't real?
Well, neither of them hopefully were real.
Let that one sink in for a second. I chose Vince because there's still a chance that he really died, and that's just Shane McMahon wearing his dad's skin suit.
Oh my god, that's messed up!
So bad, I think my brain refuses to remember it in full detail. I bet Vince really regrets giving away $1 million for such a stupid waste of time, but enough about the Goldberg signing. Al Wilson was murder-fucked by Don Marie, so he wins.
Here's murder-fucked is the greatest phrase I think I've heard today.
Yeah. Here's a storyline that should have taken WWE Studios in a new, more rewarding direction into the adult film industry. Watch an old man sexed to death, just $9.99. I remember both and have thought that dying during or after sex might not be a bad way to go. Vince's death was big, stupid, funny, and remembered. In other words, like my other losers in this worst poll, it was entertaining. Al Wilson's death was obviously forgettable garbage tied to two forgettable women.
That's a true statement.
This one just says, Gemini, you're gonna die twice. And the last one says, who the fuck is Al and why do I care? So.
Sorry, I love Sean's comment there on the side.
The Rundown Showdown. Proving that Rundown listeners got to 5th grade and then said, I'm done with this. Is that including you, Sean? Because anyway.
Yep.
All right. 69-31.
Ooh.
Which is, if you think about it, kind of ironic.
That's really ironic.
69 for the winner. 69 for the winner. Al Wilson's funeral moves on to the next round.
As it should. I think I've gotten all these right so far.
How did I know that was yours, Sean? Sean says, whoever coined the term murder-fucked is certainly a genius. I knew that was yours as soon as I read it. Murder-fucked by Don Marie.
Murder-fucked is the greatest.
Which would be a front-runner for episode title if I was allowed to put swears in the episode titles. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next week, Sammy. Remember Sammy?
Oh, Sammy.
That's why they call me
it's
Sammy.
The penis.
Penis? penis versus Jerry Lawler's anal bleeding.
I don't remember that. I really honestly don't remember that.
Sean is going to have to fill me in with these specifics because I don't remember all the details. But Jerry Lawler had been injured somehow.
Yeah.
And they were talking about it this was during the heel Michael Cole phase. And JBL and Cole, I think it was JBL at that point. Might have been Josh Matthews filling in for Lawler when Lawler wasn't at the desk.
Right.
They were talking about Lawler's injuries, and Michael Cole, out of nowhere, just throws in. Yeah, and I heard he had some anal bleeding. For no reason, and just out of nowhere. And somehow that became a what's the word I'm looking for? A shining moment in heel Michael Cole is the one thing that everyone remembers when they talk about how terrible that gimmick was him just randomly, yeah, here he had some anal bleeding. So maybe not the best, but we'll see what happens.
So that one versus what again?
Sammy.
Okay, I think I know which one was that one.
Which was Chyna's friend.
Sammy.
That she set up on a date with Mark Henry. And lo and behold, surprise of the century.
Sammy was a dude.
Sammy was a transvestite.
Sammy was packing.
And had a wiener. And got so far as to making out with Mark Henry, and I don't remember exactly how the reveal happened.
I think he was like they were in a bathroom. It was GTV.
Yeah, they were in a bathroom. Yeah, probably was GTV. Actually,
there was a little bit of a feeling up, and he grabbed it below the skirt.
Oh, penis.
Penis. Penis. Ghost.
There we go. Thank you, Sean. I knew Sean would come through with this. Lawler got put through a table by Mark Henry and legitimately injured. Michael Cole then uttered the phrase, in all sincerity, "There's no easy way to say this. Jerry Lawler is suffering from anal bleeding." Booker T, off guard, then said, "What? Wow. You know, I had a dream where you died." No, that's a different thing. Thank you, Sean. I knew Sean has all the details for these because he has these memories, and I'm still waiting. The other week when we were talking about it, and he kept suggesting all these things on the side here to put into the tournament. I made another bracket for the tournament, taking this from a 16-entry tournament to a 32-entry tournament, but I still need, I think, maybe 6 more, somewhere between 6 and 9 more to fill out the end of the other bracket. So we're going to be doing these worst moments for a long time. Let's just put it that way.
For the next, let's see, that would be 16 plus 8 is about like a year. Yeah. A half a year, something. I don't know. I don't do math when I've been drinking wine.
I could have filled the full 64 slot tournament. We could have just been doing this until WrestleMania 33. But let's not do that.
We won't be around that long. Come on, you're going to have a kid. We're going to pod fade long before that.
Stop using pod fade. It's not actually a word.
It's totally a word.
Troy says, whoever came up with the skin suit one is amazing. And Infomaniac has to go. He's got some stuff to do.
Meaning the weed.
Yeah, man. All right, so go to Facebook. Click on the link to vote in the survey. And pick which one is the worst between... Mark Henry getting surprised by a transsexual, or Jerry Lawler bleeding from his asshole. So
good times. Shall we, sir? Shall we move on?
What we got on news this week?
What?
I put this one first just because it's ridiculous and it kind of makes me angry, but it kind of doesn't make it kind of makes me relieved in a way as well.
Okay.
The Wrestling Observer has some details on why the WWE does not want to put the Divas title on any current cast members of Total Divas.
Oh, I've read about this, yeah.
Cameron reportedly revealed the following on a recent interview with Chris Jericho on his podcast, quote, "The whole thing we have been fighting is being on the show means not being able to have a chance at the title. WWE officials reportedly do not want any of the cast members to hold the Divas title because there is a delay of several months between filming of the show and the footage airing on television, the concern is that audiences would be confused with the title situation due to the filming delay. How fucking dumb do they think we are?
Well, okay, to be fair, there is a large audience of people who are watching this show who do not watch WWE product, who do not watch wrestling.
Then why would they care?
Then I don't know. What if they then turned over to start watching, and then all of a sudden they're like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't follow Total Divas, and they stop watching Total Divas and Raw.
Not that I'm complaining about the Bella Twins and the Funkadactyls and Summer Rae and Eva Marie especially not getting a shot at the title, or not winning the title. Not that I'm complaining about that.
Right.
But you know what a real quick fix is for this? Stop putting matches on television that are brought to us by moments that happened on Total Divas that you filmed 4 goddamn months ago.
That's true. I give you that. At the same time, I think it is in general a negative. I know you say there's a lot of positives there because of the certain wrestlers. However, that limits your wrestling pool of actual viable challengers to a title. Thus, we will get a lot of the same sort of matches, or we will know for sure, who's going to win if they're facing someone against someone on the Total Divas roster. You know what I mean? Like, there won't be any surprise on who the winner is.
It's not like they give that much of a damn about the Divas division in the first place, but
well, they should.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, you saw the last pay-per-view. That Divas match was one of the best matches of the night.
And that was a surprise ending because I was not expecting AJ to win the title back.
Absolutely, that's true.
Sean says Cameron got to be on Jericho's podcast. He must be up to episode 5,792.
Ha.
Delayed reaction. Well done.
Sorry.
Ha.
Sorry. The wine is not making me goofy. It's making me tired tonight. All right. Ha.
Next.
Washasha.
I have something to tell you.
Oh.
That is going to make you...
Are you dating Sammy?
Penis. This news story is going to make you very happy.
Wait, happy? Is Alberto Del Rio coming back?
WWE Creative is reportedly having discussions.
Oh, what?
Of a feud.
Oh?
Between Rusev and Sheamus.
Oh my God! No way!
United States Championship.
No way!
Happen after Rusev wraps up his current one with the Big Show, and would reportedly see Rusev winning the title from Sheamus in order to allow Rusev to get heat from bragging about being the United States Champion.
Oh my God! Someone's listening to our podcast.
Finally, we have vindication. Michael Cole, Triple H, whoever it was, I don't know if it's still Santino and he still has some kind of pull. God bless whoever that is that actually took that into account. We're not even going to ask. We're not even going to ask for credit or royalties or anything. Just buy me an Xbox One and a new computer, and we'll call it even. We'll call it square. We'll call it flat out. Okay, just
Dude, that would pay that would pay 1/1000th of Brock Lesnar's one appearance on Raw. So you've got to be careful. They've got money to spend on other things. But that's true. What's that?
We'll talk about that in a second.
If that's true, though, that's fucking awesome. And then I will take payment in a job working as a writer for WWE if you'd like, because I wouldn't mind that.
Sure. I mean, just go. If you can apply online, you can go to WWE.com and click on the corporate and see what they have open.
I will do that now while you are talking.
You just have to move to Connecticut.
That seems like a pain. Can I just send in stuff via email?
No, I don't think it works that way. But if you move to Connecticut, you'll be here, and that'll be fun.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll get you a job.
Yes. I was actually thinking the other night of tweeting Justin Roberts or JR to see if it's true that at 6'4" I'm too tall to be a ring announcer in the WWE. Because I probably am. Next.
Washasha!
According to PWInsider.com, WWE has released NXT trainer Nick Dinsmore from his contract today.
I don't know who that is.
Eugene?
Oh, wait, what? He was a trainer?
Yeah, Dinsmore was signed back in September of last year as a trainer for the developmental system. According to Twinsider.com, there was a sadness in regards to Dinsmore's release. He was said to be a good trainer and was well liked by the talent. Many felt that he ended up on the wrong side of someone politically, and that led to his departure. So.
There's no jobs in creative writing right now.
Well, wow. So yeah, that Eric Bischoff's retard cousin is on the market for independent shows again.
Well, that's great. That is fantastic. Do you think that? I'm assuming the name Eugene is probably taken by.
He actually goes by Nick Eugene, the letter U, then a hyphen, then Gene, Eugene Dinsmore.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Well, that's. I don't know what to say. Sad.
If I'd known you were around tonight, I would have called you. We could have done some. Because what I was thinking, and I'm sure the fans will enjoy this, is that we have a Raccoon Reigns call in every once in a while because they want to see the trivia more often.
Right.
And so I'm thinking if we have a Raccoon Reigns call in situation where we get him on the phone. And he doesn't have to do the whole show, but he can host the trivia segment.
Why can't he just pop in? Why can't he just pop into the thing just for a little bit? I mean, he sits here and listens anyway to the entire show. Okay. Just saying. Like I'll sit here and comment all night, but God, no, I don't think I want to be a part of it.
We'll figure something out. We're gonna try and get the trivia more often on the program because I know that was a suggestion on the.
That was a thing.
So we'll try. I was thinking by phone, but if we can figure out a way to have him pop in and out and have it not be a complete pain in the ass to edit together.
Oh yeah, I guess
put the show together, then we'll figure something out. But anyway.
Yeah, it would be fun. Yeah.
Eugene. Anyway, next.
Washasha.
In a series of posts on Twitter, WWE Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler revealed this week that United Airlines lost his luggage.
Oh.
Which included the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
Oh my God!
It was finally found with his bags in Canada, and was apparently returned to him in time for last night's main event, because he had to defend the belt unless they were using a spare belt for main event.
They got to have like an extra one somewhere.
Well, yeah, they've got I think two or three in circulation. One, they have a TV one, the one that stays all pretty and shiny and nice and happy. And then a house show one, which doesn't have to stay as pretty and shiny and nice.
Right. That makes sense.
Sean says, I told you I'm spinning the trivia game off into its own podcast. Tune in, folks. We did talk about that. I still am not 100% sure how successful that will be, but if he wants to try
probably not.
a once week...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not going to fucking work.
Sorry, the wine has made me just kind of crash. I apologize. I'm just being blunt.
And he's begging for help here too. He says, Troy, submit some categories for 3 for All. I have faith in you. Lighten my workload. Workload.
Workload? My workload.
Troy's first suggestion is pretty good. She's squirting. Questions about crying divas. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Not at all.
And Sean also says, Eugene has been released from his WWE contract. We wish him the best of luck in his future arm wavings. All right. So, yeah. United Airlines lost Dolph Ziggler's luggage.
Good times. Reminds me of that segment when, like, Washasha! When, like, he was, like, running around, like, when was it, what's her face? When he, like, they went through his luggage and they pulled out all the stuff from his luggage that one time on TV. It kind of reminds me of that. With AJ Lee.
I only vaguely remember what you're talking about.
Okay. Just keep going.
Last night, speaking of the lowest Raw rating in the past 7 months.
Yeah.
On Raw this week, it was announced that NeNe Leakes from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Glee, and The New Normal would be a guest star on Raw. I still have no idea who the fuck that is.
I don't have any clue whatsoever.
And then on Tuesday, because apparently they don't want us to watch Raw at all next week, PW Insider reported that Todd Crisley from the USA Network show Crisley Knows Best will also be appearing as a guest star.
That guy's horrible looking. Like, I've never seen the show, but like I don't even get, like, I don't get, like, why he's famous.
I don't care who is on that reality show claiming to be his wife and children. You cannot convince me that that guy is not gay. Just saying.
Probably true, but like I don't even know why he's famous.
You don't go out there. You don't go out there with your Snapdragon snapping. You're a God damn it! Shut up. The fact that that's a show.
Why is he famous?
Exactly.
And why do you know a quote from it?
Exactly. Because they fucking run the commercials all the goddamn time during Raw.
Well, if you didn't watch on cable, maybe you wouldn't see that shit.
Troy says
I don't know.
Troy says, we always say the vibrator, never Dolph's vibrator. I don't know what that means.
I don't... Maybe was that part of the segment?
Troy, please elaborate.
I feel like that might have been part of that segment I was talking about that you don't remember.
Please elaborate. So yeah, Nene Leakes and Todd motherfucking Chrisley on Raw next week. So don't watch everyone.
And guess what? I'll watch the Hulu version, and both of those segments will be on the Hulu version.
Yeah, but you'll miss a match or two.
Like 7.
So basically, I think what I'm saying is don't watch Raw next week. I'll watch it because I have to for this garbage, but
that's insane.
Next.
Wash,
As we mentioned earlier, over the past 2 weeks, WWE has been running video packages where Bray Wyatt is setting Luke Harper and Eric Rowan free.
Oh.
At this time, and I'm very interested in getting your opinion on this.
Set at
this time, those bras. At this time, the word is that the two men who will break away from Wyatt, Bray Wyatt.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
It's a Fight Club reference. I haven't seen Fight Club in at least 6 years.
Yeah, I don't know. That's been so long since I've seen Fight Club.
I
do like Chuck Palahniuk, though. But
maybe I'll watch it this weekend. I'm sorry.
Yeah, come down and we'll watch the Rocky movies and Fight Club.
Yeah, I'll do just that.
Fight Club.
Okay. At this time, the word is that the two men will break away from Wyatt and that the replacement, if you will, the two men who will be brought up from NXT to be aligned with Wyatt would be, yes,
the Ascension.
Yes, the Ascension.
That'd be neat.
Interested in your opinions on that?
I would like that actually. I think it'd be really cool if like he built up this whole they built up this whole Wyatt's versus like themselves sort of thing where like they break away, like something happens and Bray gets pissed off with them for like losing some big matches or something, and he like starts beating on them. And then they try to get revenge, and out of nowhere, the lights lower. Here come the Ascension. They beat the shit out of the Wyatts, the Harper and Rowan, and then they kind of give themselves to Wyatt. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. My only thing is that having watched the Ascension on NXT, and I mean I don't know a lot of their characters because it came in late, and all I've seen is them squashing people, then losing to the Lucha Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they don't? To me, they don't seem like people who would join a cult.
Well, if you watch
or people who would follow a
if you watch the early stuff, like if you watch the earlier stuff with the Ascension when they first debuted, they were definitely kind of like this really spooky, scary, like weird, like supernatural beings kind of thing, and that's a lot of kind of like what the Wyatts are kind of going for. There's those elements of the supernatural, the creepy, the weird. So I feel like with a little bit of tweaking of their characters, and I think it would work.
It could work, sure. We'll see what happens. Troy and I will be debuting the Wrestling and Movie Trivia Podcast next week. Tune in, folks. Sure you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah.
It's only 2 more. It's fine. You'll be fine. You'll be all right.
I'm sorry. I'm getting tired here.
Goddamn wine.
I know. Well, that and essays, and we'll get up early.
Spoiler alert for by the way, if you still watch SmackDown. It was announced at the SmackDown tapings this week, last night, that the 2015 Royal Rumble will once again be a 40-man affair.
Wait, what? They haven't done that in a few years, have they?
The first time they did it was 2011. So they did 40 men in 2011. Alberto Del Rio won, then they went back to 30, and now in 2015 it will apparently be 40 again.
Why? They don't have enough wrestlers for that.
Well, why not? The show will take place on January 24th in Philadelphia. Tickets go on sale on Friday.
But they don't have enough wrestlers for that. That's unless they bring up a lot of NXT guys, they're gonna be or like have people pull double duty, which I don't like when they do that. It's gonna be crappy.
You can have a surprise return by Santino.
I guess there's that.
You can get Tatanka to come back.
Do you think this will be the surprise entrant of Daniel Bryan?
You can get Daniel Bryan to come back. You can get Michael Cole and Booker T and JBL and Alex.
Well, if they do that, at least people will be less pissed off because there'll be 40 people instead of 30.
Yeah. Christian and Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho can come back. Diesel can come back. Razor Ramon can come back. DDP.
Why?
DDP and Jake.
What if DDP just came in and just dusted yoga? Like, he just stood in the ring, just like doing like a cat
in the center
pose.
of the ring.
Yeah, fuck.
And then all the people in the ring start doing yoga with him.
Oh my God! He just leads a yoga session.
This is really good, you guys. really.
This saved the life of Jake the Snake Roberts.
I'm feeling really limber, and then everybody gets thrown out. DDP takes advantage of them and throws them all out.
Oh God. Good times.
Sean says, a 40-man Royal Rumble in Philadelphia. Your Iron Man for the match will clearly be Tommy Dreamer.
Obviously.
Yeah, so 40-man Royal Rumble this year. Oh, next year.
Yeah.
First Royal Rumble on the WWE Network. Maybe that's why they feel the need to make it special.
Right.
Who knows?
I don't like the idea of a 40-man. I think 40-man is a little much. That means they're going to have to rush it. They're going to have to like put people out every minute or so, and I don't like that. I like the 2-minute mark personally. They haven't done 2 minutes, I think, in a while.
I didn't mind 40. My biggest problem with the 40-man one when Alberto won was the fact that by the time it got to the end, it was retardedly obvious who. Because if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong on this, the last two competitors in the Royal Rumble in 2011 were Alberto Del Rio and Santino Marella.
Yeah, I believe that was the year that Santino made it all the way to the end.
Yeah. So
that was pretty clear who was going to walk away with that one. That was poor writing on the part of WWE there.
The only way they have enough wrestlers for the 40-man Rumble is if Diego and Fernando also wrestle as Primo and Epico, and they dig up Warrior's body and Weekend at Bernie's that shit.
I'd be entertained by that.
That's horrible.
I still would be entertained.
Next!
Wah! Sha! Sha!
You letting the A's breathe? Is that what you're doing there?
Yes.
And finally this week.
Go.
Wah! Sha! And finally this week.
Oh, yes.
As you may recall, we discussed this a couple weeks ago when the change happened. WWE's contract with Brock Lesnar allows them to use him on a per-need basis if they have any plans for him as WWE World Champion, with WWE paying him additional amounts for those dates based on his contract. As WrestleZone reports, there are currently no advertised dates through the end of the year, which may well indicate that there are no plans to use him until the Royal Rumble.
I will be so pissed.
While it's not uncommon for most stars not to be booked until fairly close to the dates they'll be used, WWE has always advertised Lesnar weeks and even months in advance, which could well be a sign that he's not going to be used.
If they don't even use him at like Survivor Series.
Yeah, if we go from SummerSlam to the Royal Rumble, which is going to be about 5 full months.
Yeah.
Without the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
That's bullshit.
Even I'm gonna call bullshit at that point.
Yeah, that's way too long.
And at this point, I don't have an issue with Brock Lesnar being the World Heavyweight Champion. But if you're gonna go 5 full months without the belt appearing on TV,
right,
and without the champion appearing on TV, and without so much as a hint of a title match at any pay-per-view, especially not even the Survivor Series, which is supposed to be one of the major pay-per-views.
Right.
Why why are people going to buy pay-per-views?
Unless
you're trying to sell the network, and you're trying to sell the pay-per-views, and you're trying to get people to watch the pay-per-views and buy the network or buy the pay-per-views so your wrestlers can get paid again. Why, if the biggest title in the company isn't going to be there, why the fuck would people buy the pay-per-view?
I agree with you 100%. Unless, and this is only going to soften the blow a little bit, unless they decide to go back to the traditional Survivor Series format for the entire pay-per-view and don't put any title matches. Like, that would be interesting, but that would only soften the blow. As much as I hate Lesnar, and it's been fairly well documented on this podcast that
you hate Lesnar. You hate Lesnar about as much as I hate Cena.
Right. While I do not like Brock Lesnar, I feel that to keep him off of the pay-per-views, as you said correctly, will be a detriment to trying to sell the network and the pay-per-views.
Sean, Sean says Brock is still on the 1990 pay-per-view schedule. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Except, as we've discussed, he's not actually booked for Survivor Series at this point.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, unless they decide to, like, surprisingly give us, like, Brock at Survivor Series, I don't know. It just seems a waste.
You better fucking start building it now, because it's already October, and it's obviously not going to happen at Hell in a Cell.
Right.
Unless they decide to make fucking loser versus Orton a number one contendership match for Survivor Series, and then John Cena gets another fucking shot at the belt that he doesn't need.
Why would they make the loser though? Why wouldn't they make the winner?
Buffalo Wild Wings?
Oh, okay, good point. I'm kind of hungry.
So,
yeah.
I think that does it.
I think it does, sir.
That does it for the rundown for this Wednesday, October 8th, 2014. 156 days since Sheamus won the WWE United States Championship. VCW presents Chills and Thrills Friday, October 17th at the Belltime Club in Wakefield, Massachusetts. For more details, go to VCWLivewire.com. APW presents Body Slams for the Cause to benefit the Milford Special Athletes Wrestling Organization Saturday, October 18th at the APW Arena at the Newbury Fire Hall in Newbury, Massachusetts. Go to AtlanticProWrestling.com for details there. Lucky Pro Wrestling presents Fall Frenzy in Clinton, Massachusetts. That's a good Massachusetts. On Saturday, November 1st, go to LuckyProWrestling.com for details on that. And Liberty States returns to Peabody, Massachusetts on Saturday, November 15th. Go to LibertyStatesWrestling.com for information there. I don't know when the November APW show is, so that may be my last wrestling show for a little bit. Anyways, follow us on Twitter at Rundown Podcast to watch me live tweet Raw and live tweet pay-per-views, and Andy every so often live tweets something that he watches on the network, and that's always fun.
It is.
Send us your feedback. Send us your Ryback theme songs, your catchphrase suggestions, your fake sponsors, your real sponsors, your Doctor Who Creator Wrestler templates for Pertwee through Hurricane Capaldi. Send your questions for me to answer on YouTube. Send your Dear WWE letters, your budget suggestions for Vince, and your wrestler combinations for Raccoon Reigns to rundownwrestling@gmail.com, or give us a call at 206-202-6478. 206-202-6478. 206-20.
Angst.
Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/rundownwrestling. If you want to make a donation of the monetary variety, go to rundown.podomatic.com and click the PayPal donate button on the right-hand side of the page if you donate at least $36, and go to tinyurl.com/distant horizons and pick up at least one PDF file of this here chapbook. Thank you, Sean. That's never going to die. No. I stopped saying by a margin just for you, but PDF.
I noticed that this week. I appreciate it.
Lasts forever. Of that here chat book, you will be our official listener.
Speaking of projects, aside from that, don't forget shadowvane.net. Check out at ShadowVaneCast, and we peaked at number 940 of the like 10,000s of podcasts on Podomatic this week. So today. So you're part of that. You're part of the magic.
I was getting to that.
I didn't know it was on the list. I didn't see it before.
I put it on the list this week.
Oh, sorry about that. I apologize.
That's an official thing. Go to youtube.com/Rundown Podcast to watch old episodes of our Google Hangouts. Circle me on Google Plus at google.com/+AdamRundown. Host. Look at our blog at rundownwrestling.blogspot.com and go to shadowvane.net to listen to a different podcast. Search for us on iTunes under the Rundown Wrestling Podcast. If you subscribe, you get the podcast delivered to you absolutely free each and every week for $0.00. If you cannot afford a donation of the monetary variety, go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review because that helps other people find us. If you leave a text review, we will read your name and your review on a future episode like these fine people. We are also available on Stitcher. What the hell just happened?
Sorry, I think I just died. I apologize.
Andrew just killed himself for no apparent reason.
Because no one's sending us reviews, damn it.
We're also available on Stitcher under the Rundown Wrestling Podcast, also free. Download the Stitcher app to your iOS or Google device, Android device, and listen for free. Stream from your from your favorites of tens of thousands of podcasts. It's been a week. I've been off. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Tens of thousands? But why would you listen to anyone but this one and Shadowvane? Because Shadowvane is at a much higher level than this one at the moment. Just saying.
I hate you. Thanks to Tegan Brown for the logo. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks to Sean and Troy and Infomaniac. Thank you. And not Pedro, for commenting on the side.
Indeed.
Troy says, Lucky Pro Wrestling presents elbow drops for Ebola relief.
Oh.
Elbow drops
Wait,
for
I just
Ebola.
saw it today. Oh my gosh. I just saw that someone today died. The first U.S. person who had it actually died today.
Thanks to Andrew for making this a 2-person show tonight, for holding down the fort last week while I was busy celebrating my wedding anniversary.
I feel like we did a good job. Hopefully. It was a long podcast, but a good one.
Troy has another category suggestion. Shadowvane Podcast. Questions about drug addicts that have appeared on the Steve Austin's podcast.
Nice. I like that.
And thanks to iFightDragons at ifightdragons.com for the theme song. Next week.
Oh my God.
Well, at least it wasn't as loud this week. We will talk about SmackDown's 15th anniversary special, which is airing on Friday. Plus, we'll have Sammy versus Anal Bleeding.
Well,
and Adam Rose, or one of the Rosebuds, will hopefully call in and tell us exactly how they managed to avoid strangling Kathy Lee to death during that segment. And as always, remember, Jacob, good night, and good luck, and go fuck yourself.
Go to shadowvane.net.
Good night, everybody.
See ya. And stop.
Did you? Have you not listened to? You said you haven't listened to last week's episode yet.
No, not yet.
So you didn't. My favorite part of that episode is the very, very end, because it timed out perfectly with me having to loop the theme song 6 times. Where at the very end of the last loop is the part where at the very end Sean goes, "I should stop recording now." And it just timed out perfectly, and I enjoyed that immensely.
That's funny. Oh. Library. Why is this not working? Documents. There we go.
I have to get a pie pan so that we can make pie.
One down. 172?
Yes. 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 Yes.
We're going to hit 200 soon.
Yes.
Yes.
And Sean's going to plan a big thing, because that's what Sean does. Sean plans big things for the special episodes.
The special episodes?
Yes, I mean, we still have 27 weeks until the special episode.
So long, it's so long far away. Wonderful, so still be around by then.
It's still 6 months from now. Shut up.
I'm worried about it, sir. Like, I'm not super worried, but like, I mean, there's a chance.
Well, you being worried about it is making me worry about it. I don't want to worry about it.
Well, you know what you should be? You should be happy about it, because in some ways, because you're gonna have a baby.
I'm gonna have a baby.
It's gonna be a beautiful baby.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll be here. I'm gonna get on Skype.
Oh, good. Troy got rid of his awful job that he hated. That's why he'd been falling behind.
I forgot we were still live on Google Plus.
Troy says, glad to be back, transitioned to a new job, so hoping that I can get back to writing for the blog soon. Yes, please.
That'd be fantastic, Troy.
You're the only one who does. This live cat webcam is awesome. Yep, there's a cat digging in the couch back there.
Sorry, I totally forgot we were live. I just started looking through podcasts that I haven't updated on my iPod in forever.
That cat is trying to climb into the couch. Oh, and she's got a broken hair tie. Ta-da!
Wow.
I won't let her eat that. She chews them so that they are no longer loops, and then hopefully she does not eat them.
That's great.
Spoiler alert for next time's 3 for All. One of the categories will be That's Why They Call Me Slammy, baby. Yeah, we got to figure out the logistics of that. If we're going to have you calling on the phone or if we're going to have you jump into the Hangout and then send me just the audio of when you're on the part of the show. We'll figure something out. I'm not exactly sure.
We could do what we could do is we could do a. This might be tougher in some respects, but easier in others. So that we don't have to try to edit it. You could. Well, you still have to do some editing. Never mind. I'll just say we could do a thing.
It wouldn't be that hard because it would just be
right.
Finding the part of the show, sticking his audio in, cutting out the beginning and the end.
The only thing I could think of that we could do in place of that is to do a thing where we do on a different night. We do the trivia real quick, and then we just cut the audio in half and then just insert it
That's what he just said.
Where it needs to go.
We'd do it mark out, rank out style.
Yeah.
Problem with that is it feels less spontaneous to me if I have to cut it in after the fact, and plus it wouldn't be a part of the live show either. It would only be a part of the recorded show. So
that is true.
Because we wouldn't be able to play the audio during the live show. It would have to be cut in afterwards. So
right.
We'll figure something out. Or Sean's going to be a weirdo and start his own trivia podcast that I told him probably won't work.
No, that won't work. Sorry, Sean.
That's one of the options too. I'm getting comments from the Peanut Gallery.
Are you? I wonder if I have any comments on iTunes for the podcast yet. Probably not. I've gotten, since I launched that first episode,
yeah,
we've had about 160 listeners, or that's downloads, and then more listens on top of that.
That's I'm pretty sure that's better than this show is doing. So good for you.
It's crazy. Well, I have you to thank for that. So that's part of it. So.
You have who to thank for that?
I have you to thank for part of that.
Me?
Yes, you.
What did I do?
Helped out. Hey, you want to get on Skippy?
Oh yeah, I guess I should get on this.
Because I think my thing's finally ready to go.
All right, friends. We're gonna say goodnight now.
Good night now.
Stop the live hangout.
Stop the live hangout.
We're just gonna talk to each other.
We are. It might get sexy. Probably
After
not though.
Dark.
After dark. Bye, peoples.